What's going on, everybody? T Reaper here, back again with another video. And today I get to test out my webcam. I actually got this during Christmas, haven't used it yet. And today I'm going to do a topic that all the media is talking about, and the fact that I cannot do this topic because of me talking that long in a regular video would make the video itself like 20 minutes long. So I'd figure I'd just try out my first hangout on the air public for the first time. So anyway, everybody's talking about this concept about how Titanfall 2 was trash. Titanfall 2, nobody wants to buy it. Now it's not going on EA Access. And I give a quick shout out to at least one person is watching me. So I give a quick shout out to my guy on Facebook. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. And I give a quick shout out to Beastfire. We wasn't able to do it today because Next Gen got his tooth pulled, so he's going to postpone it till later in the week. Was going to wait for this argument for that podcast, but I figure, hey, it's 4:30 in the goddamn morning. What the hell else am I gonna do, right? So I got 5 topics I want to cover on this video, and I actually, when it ends. So this is my first time. Please don't sue me. It's my first time doing this. So topic number 1, the Titanfall 2 media hate. Why the hate? If people do not like this game and you're not gonna buy it, and you're not going to step your lovely feet on top of its case, you're not going to go to GameStop, you're not going to go to Best Buy, you're not going to even have it on EA Access, why do you give a shit? That is my question to the media. That is my question to the viewers out there. Why do you care if everybody hates this game and you're not even going to pick it up? Now, the other question I got to ask is, if it's not going on EA Access, yes, I understand EA Access. I personally don't pay for it, but however, I did try it for a month. I think I tried it for that Battlefield Hardline beta or something. It was a beta of some kind that I tried for with EA Access, and I actually had EA Access for a month. So I actually had 2 copies of Titanfall. I had a digital copy and then I had a physical copy. And I tried it for a month, but most of EA games are sports games, and I don't play sports games. So I saw no reason with continuing with that purchase. But I agree with the media that it is mostly a bullshit concept that Respawn is pulling the rights to Titanfall 2 going on EA Access. But PlayStation is also part of the deal now. And if PlayStation feels that Xbox should not get any special treatment, because those ponies, they love those no special treatment for those bots. Bots should get no special treatment when they have the wonderful Neo coming out this week. And I believe the stream is tomorrow, Wednesday, if I am very not much mistaken. If I'm wrong, again, don't kill me. But I noticed that a lot of people that are arguing this case, and a lot of people that are arguing that Titanfall 2 is trash, it's like COD, it should not go on EA, it's unfair that's going on EA Access. But then again, if you're not going to buy the game, why do you care? And I give a quick shout out to Mr. Mooch. Mr. Mooch, you're awesome. But you said that this in BGST on Sunday that someone asked you why you care because you pay for it. But if you're not going to buy the game, but you pay for the service, why are you going to get the game on the service if you're not going to buy the game? That's my question to you. Then again, most people that complain and bitch that Titanfall 2 is trash haven't even completed the first Titanfall 1 concept. So, and Titanfall 1 came out in 2014, and the reason, in my humble opinion, why Titanfall 2 should go on PlayStation is because when the first one came out, it was awesome. It was an original concept. It was great. It was original. And then you had all the Call of Duty little shits and all the little ranters saying, oh, the regen system is too hard. We suck at it. Please nerf it. Please nerf it. And then come E3 that year, they nerfed it, then bam, the entire population, which is said to be between 10 and 14 million copies sold. And I'll tell you this right now, my dear loving subscribers and my viewers, there is no 10 million freaking people on those servers, at least not on the Xbox One servers. There's no even 1 million. There's not 50,000. There's not 20,000. There's not 15,000. There's not 10. There's not 9. There's not 8. There's not 7. There's not 6. There's not even fucking 5. There might be 5 on some days, but when I looked up earlier this morning, there was 4,000 worldwide. So saying that people love this game, people are trying it out, but you have a measly margin of 4,000 people worldwide on the original game, what does that tell you? That tells me that they need as many outlets of players as possible for the new game, even if the majority of people that play it or played the pre-alpha, and that was the other point I wanted to make. It was called a pre-alpha for a reason. It's called a pre-alpha tech test. It is to test the network compatibility of their servers to see how many people they can get on those servers before it crashes. And then the other thing was the Battlefield 1 beta, which was kind of, everybody says that the Battlefield 1 beta is better than the Titanfall 2 beta. Well, I got to say this for the Titanfall 2. At least it didn't crash. At least the servers didn't get hacked. At least I could actually play it. The only thing that happened to it was that the network invite thing didn't work for about an hour on that Saturday that it was released during the first weekend, I believe. That was the only issue I came across with it. I was still able to play it. I was still able to cap it. And then the fact that it's no longer going to be available for EA access, it's a bummer. It's a shit on Respawn's part. I agree with that. But if they are going to cater to other companies, why does it have to be on EA? Why does it have to be on EA access if it's now if it's now a multi-plat? It's no longer exclusive to Microsoft. If it's still exclusive to Microsoft and they wanted to pull it still, I could understand that. But it's also going to Sony, and Sony doesn't want to feel like the other half is getting a leg up, and Respawn just wants to be a douchebag and cater to the ponies. That sucks to be them. But the point that I was going to make in the end was all the people that are hating on these games. This includes Crap Gamer. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Mooch. Shout out to all those that are hating on the beta and love the first one. But you guys aren't something we call a Gen 10 pilot. You guys are either between not even Generation 2 pilots, and the way the regen system works was it was kind of like the Call of Duty Prestige system, but in the Titanfall version, you actually had to do certain challenges to reach that next generation of pilot. And the higher you went, the harder it got. There was one generation that you had to be MVP of your team 100 times. There was a point where you had to win 100 matches. Catch my drift there? So all these people that are complaining that they hate Titanfall 2, but you didn't finish Titanfall 1's process section, what does that tell me? That tells me that you just want it to be as easy and as fun as the first one, when really, in my personal opinion, and the reason why I liked the pre-alpha was the fact that it still felt like Titanfall. I mean, I get the COD feel. I could see that, but I also felt that they were trying to go in the direction of, they wanted to make it more of a challenge for the pilot's actual skill level. They didn't want to make it like Titanfall 1, where in Titanfall 1, anybody can learn how to use a shooter. Anybody can learn how to play a shooter. In this one, it felt like anybody can learn how to be good at a shooter. That's the feeling I got from the pre-alpha tech test. And if you had watched the Titanfall drop trailer, which showed the remainder of the trailers, or the remainder of the Titans that weren't in the beta, they had tons of them. They had at least 6 or 7 or 8. And there was one that actually could fly. It was like a G Gundam. I mean, seriously, that shit looks sick. And as far as the actual, full game and release in about a month and a half, it still has a single player, but I've heard it's between 4 and 6 hours. And you all know me, I'm going to beat that in, probably day one. But the real challenge for me is going to be probably the multiplayer, because I get every single game this year except for, the racers and the sports games. So I get Recore next week. I get the red Xbox One S, which now that I have my webcam, I can actually do an unveiling. So I'm happy about that. And I get it on the 7th because the S comes out on the 7th, and I'll be able to beat Gears of War 4 on the 7th and do my review. I get Battlefield 1. I get Titanfall 2. I get Call of Duty, Watch Dogs 2, Dead Rising 4, Final Fantasy 15, and I'm going to get Xenoverse 2 also, but I have yet to pay that off. But it just goes to show, like, if the ones that are complaining and hating towards this Titanfall, pre-alpha tech test, if you are not a full-fledged pilot generation, the ones that have been capped out for years, I don't really see how you can actually get a full feel of the original Titanfall feel if you didn't even fully complete it yet. Because there was a lot harder towards the end of the regeneration system, and then towards the end of, once they nerfed the original Titanfall and half the population dropped out, they then came back once they added DLC for free, but it still wasn't what it was at launch because, again, there was no single-player campaign. They even added a MLG ranking system to it, which was pretty cool, and I liked that regen system. That was also had the feel that you actually had to perform in matches to rank up. I liked that feel, and that's what week 1 of the pre-alpha of Titanfall 2 had, but everybody hated it, and I just don't understand why. Why can't it? Why can't you be good at a game to, actually enjoy it? So that is just, that's just what I personally feel about this rant. Yes, it sucks it's not going on EA Access, but for those that are bitching about it but aren't getting the game, my question is, why do you care? Oh, the hell? The hell? What the hell did I just do? Sorry about that. Why do you care? And the other question that I had was, if you haven't completed the full Titanfall 1 experience, how can you speak what the Titanfall 2 experience is going to be? Last but not least, I want to go quick shout out to the ones that are the one person that is up this late listening to me talk. Hopefully later in the day you guys hear about this. Again, I was going to do this in an original video with actual gameplay, but I figured that I was going to talk too long for me to get it right, so I figured I'd just go on the air, give my thoughts about it. I'm going to give my thoughts on Beastfire this week about the same issue, but hopefully by then most of you have actually watched this and will actually know how I feel about it. But that is just what I got to say for tonight. Again, if you haven't completed the full-fledged experience of Titanfall 1, don't judge Titanfall 2. Again, if you're not going to get the game and you hate the game more than Jesus Christ, don't bitch that it's not on EA Access. Last but not least, can we not get some love in this community? Anyway, this is T Reaper. Thanks so much for watching. Later.